Gold and Blue Dude here with you again. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. I make videos every single day, sometimes multiple videos depending on how active the day is or what kind of mood I'm in. So, if you don't like this video, maybe you'll like the next video. So, the preseason Big 12 rankings have come out. In other words, how they expect the rankings to finish in the Big 12. Once again, has West Virginia, in my opinion, disrespected. Look, I don't have West Virginia in the upper half of the Big 12 or the higher upper half. I have them, right in the middle. But where they have West Virginia in the Big 12 preseason poll is, yeah. So I'm going to run through the preseason standings real quick. And actually, most of this I actually do agree with. It's just the 5 through 8 slot is what I don't agree with. So let's run through it real quick. So number 1, they have Oklahoma. I can go along with that. Number 2, Oklahoma State. I can also go along with that. Number 3, Texas. 100% agree with that. Number 4, Iowa State. Agree with that, but Iowa State could be the dark horse to win the Big 12, so keep an eye out on Iowa State. Now, here's where I start to disagree. Number 5, Baylor. Now, Baylor does return some talent and some experience, but they did lose their head coach, Matt Rule, to the Carolina Panthers. And I think Dave Aranda is a bit overrated. If you go back and look at LSU's defense last year, it was horrendous during the regular season. They did come on strong a little bit in the postseason and were just above mediocre average in my opinion. So I think Dave Aranda comes into Baylor a little bit overrated. So I do not agree there. 6, TCU. Yeah, I can be okay with that. 7, Kansas State. I can be okay with that. But those two are interchangeable as well. But this is what really got me. Number 8, West Virginia. No, don't agree with that. Number 9, Texas Tech. Agree with that. Number 10, Kansas. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think everybody agrees with that. So, why do I strongly disagree with West Virginia at number 8? Well, I think last year we saw a lot of progression throughout the season, and West Virginia actually got better throughout the season, and I think they can take that into the 2020 season and grow on that. Now, do I think they're going to be a Big 12 title contender? No, absolutely not. But I do think they'll be better than last year. And according to these rankings, they're going to be worse. No, I'm sorry. I don't see that happening. So, I went through the schedule and I picked out the 4 swing games, alright? So, here are the losses that I have. But West Virginia could upset any of these teams, in my opinion. But I don't expect them to. But if they did, it wouldn't shock me. So here are their certain losses in my opinion. Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, Texas, Iowa State. Yeah, the top 4, I do expect West Virginia to lose. But you never know, an upset could happen. So, Kansas, that's a win. That's at home, that's a win. Baylor at home. West Virginia is actually the favorite, and I agree with that. That's another win. That's 2 wins in the Big 12. We'll go ahead and say 2 and 4. I'm going to mark the others as losses, okay? Now, we get TCU at home. They have West Virginia marked as the underdog. Nope, don't agree with that. I'll give West Virginia the win there. That's 3 and 4. Kansas State at home. They actually have West Virginia the favorite there. I agree with that. That's 4 and 4. And this is the biggest head scratcher of them all, at Texas Tech. They have West Virginia as an underdog. 100% do not agree with that. I will give West Virginia the win at Texas Tech. I know it's a road game, but Texas Tech is not going to be good. And that gives West Virginia a 5 and 4 record in the Big 12. And yes, I think that will be much higher than number 8. I think West Virginia will slide in at either number 5 or number 6, depending on how TCU does, which I do think West Virginia will get the win at home against TCU. but it depends on what TCU does with the rest of their schedule. But I think West Virginia slides in that 5 or 6 spot. Last year we finished at 3-6 in the Big 12, and that was good enough for 7th. So I do not see. Well, it was tied, but we had the tiebreaker over TCU. TCU fell to 8th because we beat them. So we got 7th via tiebreaker. So yes, I do think 5 and 4 will be good enough to be either 5 or 6th in the Big 12. I think the big question will be between 5 and 6, and that's West Virginia and TCU, and then 7 and 8. That'll be Kansas State and Baylor. I think Baylor could fall all the way down to 8th, but I'm not 100% locked on that. It'll be between Baylor and Kansas State. And then the 5 and 6 will be interesting. The rest I agree with, but like I said earlier in my video, watch out for Brock Purdy and Iowa State. It's tough to play at Ames. Brock Purdy is much better than what it seems. The play calling has to get better. They need to run more RPO over at Iowa State. And if they do that, believe me, Brock Purdy is definitely talented enough to get Iowa State to the Big 12 championship. So watch out for Iowa State. So anyways, that's all I got for you today. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you on my next show.